Good morning, students. This is our second lecture of unit solution. In the first lecture, we have discussed about solution, its types, and some concentration terms. That is, concentration terms include mole fraction, molality, mass percentage, volume percentage, and mass by volume percentage. So our next topic of discussion, that is normality. Our next concentration term is normality. Normality is represented by capital N. What is normality? Normality is simply the ratio of number of gram equivalent of solute, by volume of solution in liter. It means normality is defined as number of gram equivalent of solute present in 1 liter of the solution. Next, how you will find out the number of gram equivalents? So, number of gram equivalent can be find out by using this mass या weight we have given in the question, that is W. It is divided by equivalent mass. Then how you will find out equivalent mass? Equivalent mass can be calculated, that is molar mass divided by its valency factor. Its valency factor is a combined term for different types of acid, base, salts, etc. What is valency factor? So normality is number of gram equivalent of solute dissolved in volume of 1 liter volume of solution. So it can be calculated number of gram equivalent mass given by equivalent mass. And how you find out equivalent mass? That is molar mass by valency factor. Valency factor can be calculated in case of acid. What is valency factor? Valency factor is number of replaceable H plus ions present in the acid. Number of replaceable H plus ion या acid present in the number of replaceable H plus ion present in the acid, that is the valency factor for the acid. It is in case of acid, that is HCl. It is H plus plus Cl minus. So 1 H plus is present, so its valency factor is 1, and it is known as the basicity. Basicity in case of acid. In case of valency factor in case of acid, that is basicity. So in case of HCl, that is the hydrochloric acid, so its basicity is 1. In case of H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid, ionized into 2H plus plus SO4 minus 2. So its basicity is 2. So we can calculate easily equivalent mass in these cases, that is HCl. So its equivalent mass will be molar mass of HCl is 1 plus 35.5, it is 36.5, and its basicity is 1. So its equivalent mass is 36.5. In case of sulfuric acid, the molecular mass of sulfuric acid is 98, and its valency factor, that is basicity, is 2. So its equivalent mass is 49. So we can easily find out equivalent mass of acid by using its basicity. In case of base, the term used for valency factor, that is acidity. Acidity means number of replaceable OH minus ions present in the base. Example, that is NaOH, KOH, BaOH whole twice, calcium hydroxide. All these are the bases and they will dissociate into N plus OH minus, K plus OH minus, MgOH whole twice. So their valency factor is 2 and here valency factor is 1 and in this case is also 1. So in case of the bases, equivalent mass can be calculated by dividing valency factor, that is the acidity of the base. In case of NaOH, the equivalent mass is, molar mass is 40, NaOH 23, 16 plus 1 and its basicity is, acidity is 1. So its equivalent mass is 40. So we can calculate the equivalent mass by using the common term, that is valency factor for acid as well as for the base. Our next term for this, in case of elements we use the valency. In case of the oxidizing or reducing agent we use the term for the valency factor. In case of the elements, equivalent mass can be calculated molar mass by its valency. And in case of the oxidizing या फिर reducing agent we can use molar mass by number of, yeah, we can say that change in oxidation state, change in oxidation state of oxidizing or reducing agent. Example, KMnO4, that is strong oxidizing agent. In acidic medium it changes into Mn plus 2. Here oxidation state of manganese is plus 7 and here oxidation state is plus 2. Manganese itself reduces to plus 7 to plus 2. So the number of electron gain is 5 electron. So here valency factor in this case, that is 5. So we can calculate the equivalent mass and number of gram equivalent and we can find out the normality of a solution. Next term, that is okay students, these are our concentration terms which are used to express the concentration of the solute in the solution. Our next topic is solubility of solid in liquid. Solubility of solid, that is solute. Solute is solid in liquid, that is solvent. So our next topic is solubility of solid in liquid या solute in solvent. Solid in liquid, that is maximum amount of the solute. Solubility means the maximum amount of the solute which can be dissolved in a given amount of the solvent. That is called as the solubility. The maximum amount of solute which can be dissolved in a given mass of solvent, in a given mass of solvent. Maximum amount of the solute which can be dissolved in a given amount of solvent. The solubility of the solid in liquid depend upon some factor. First factor is nature of solute and solvent. What do you mean by nature of solute and solvent? It means like solute dissolved in like solvent. It means that solute and solvent should be present in same phase. That is, polar solute will dissolve in polar solvent. Example of this, that is polar solute, that is HCl gas, will dissolve in polar solvent, that is water molecule. Means like solute dissolve in like solvent. That is the nature of solute and solvent. Second factor on which solubility depend, that is temperature. Temperature play a very important role in the solubility of solid into the liquid. If the process of dissolution is exothermic process in which heat is released. When solute dissolve in solvent and in equilibrium condition, it gives solution plus heat. If we increase temperature, it means heat is increased. So this equilibrium will shift in the backward direction. We can say that solubility decreases with increase in temperature in case of exothermic process, according to our Le-Chatelier principle. And in second case, if solute solvent plus heat gives us solution. Equilibrium, that is the condition of endothermic process. If solute plus solvent plus heat, and this equilibrium will set up, gives us solution. It is a case of endothermic process. In this case, if we increase the temperature, solubility also increases. Next our point is pressure. Our third factor is pressure. Pressure have no significant role in the solubility of solid and liquid, because both the component, that is solute and solvent, these are solid and liquid, and pressure play no important role in this case. So the solubility of the solid in liquid mainly depend upon three factors. First is nature of solute and solvent, like dissolve in the like, means polar in the polar and non-polar in the non-polar. Second factor our is temperature. If the process is exothermic, then with increase in temperature solubility decreases, and if it is endothermic, with increase in temperature solubility increases, and pressure plays no significant role in the solubility of solid in a liquid. Now our next topic is solubility of gases in liquid. Solubility of gases. Gases act as a solute in liquid. Solubility of gases in liquid, that is solvent. This solubility is also depends upon number of factor. First is nature of gas. Nature of gas. It is same as discussed earlier, because like dissolve in like. Like dissolves in like. It means polar gas molecules या polar gas solute which act as a solute dissolve in the polar, and non-polar will dissolve in the non-polar. Second point is temperature. It is important point. The solubility of the gases in a liquid is an exothermic process. Why it is exothermic process? Because when gases dissolve in liquid, first they convert into liquid. Gases convert into liquid means condensation takes place. So it is an exothermic process. Heat releases, energy releases. So when temperature is increases, solubility of the gases in the liquid decreases. With increase in temperature, solubility of gases decreases in the liquid. Third point is our very important, that is pressure. Pressure. According to this, our third factor is pressure. In case of pressure, there is Henry. According to Henry's law, the mass of a gas dissolved in a liquid is directly proportional to the pressure applied. A mass of the gas dissolved in a given volume of liquid at constant temperature is directly proportional to the pressure applied. Mass of gas dissolved in a liquid is directly proportional to the pressure applied on the gas, या pressure of the gas. In case of mole fraction, mass that is expressed in terms of mole fraction of gas, that is equal to, that is the mole fraction of gas that dissolve in the liquid. So according to Henry law, XA will be equal to K dash into PA. This is very important relation. Here PA is the partial pressure of gas. PA is partial pressure of gas, and XA is mole fraction of that gas which is dissolved in the liquid. Partial pressure means the pressure of the individual gas which dissolve in the solvent molecule. We can conclude it PA will be equal to 1 by K dash into XA, and it can be written as PA will be equal to KH into XA. Partial pressure of the gas is equal to KH, that is Henry constant. That is Henry constant, and XA is mole fraction of gas. This relation PA is equal to KH into XA. It can be compared with Y is equal to mx plus C. That is the on the y-axis partial pressure, and on the x-axis mole fraction of the gas. We can draw a graph between partial pressure of gas and mole fraction of the gas. That is our partial pressure. It come out to be a straight line. Means with increase in the partial pressure of the gas, the mole fraction is also increases. Henry law is applicable when pressure is low and temperature should be high. Henry law is applicable when pressure of the gas is low and temperature should be high. There is a number of applications of Henry law. When carbon dioxide is dissolved in the beverages or soft drinks, in scuba divers which undergo very low in the water, where pressure of gases is very high, dissolution of gases increases, and in case of the high altitude, partial pressure of oxygen is very low. These are the applications of Henry law. Okay students, next topic we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.